No matter who wins the election in 2024, we gun owners are still screwed. Because even if Trump wins, he's not gonna lift a finger to advance our 2A rights. Heck, we were still playing defense during his first term. Now, if Comrade Kamala steals office, Benjamin, get the musket. Or I guess the AR in this case. With this in mind, here's 5 types of guns that you need to buy before the election. Number 5, a big bore revolver like a .44 Magnum. Sometimes you just need some big old freedom to take down some big old tyranny. 240 grains worth of freedom to be exact. But why should you get a big iron before the election? I mean, it's not like there's been a bunch of talk about banning revolvers or anything. Think of it this way. If you're a scurvy little tyrant, you're probably gonna start shaking in your boots at the sight of some hand-fired artillery, and as we know, tyrants love to ban things that they're scared of, so you should buy a big old hand cannon just for that fear factor. Also, a revolver is a perfect backup to your backup weapon for any loadout because they're simple, reliable, and they just pack a punch. And speaking of packing a punch, number 4 on our list is a 12 gauge shotgun. You're not easily gonna find a gun that packs a bigger punch than 12 gauge buckshot or 12 gauge slugs. Now, before you say it in the comments, yes, I know calibers like 10 gauge are a thing, and 12 gauge isn't necessarily the toughest kid on the block. But here's the thing. 10 gauge really isn't all that common, whereas 12 gauge is. So if you're needing to spread massive amounts of freedom, aka lead, 12 gauge is totally the way to go. And I wouldn't put it past the tyrants to try and brand 12 gauge as some kind of weapon of mass destruction or something stupid like that, just because they do throw so much freedom downrange. So if for some crazy reason you don't already have a 12 gauge, get one before the election. The third type of gun on our list is any kind of pistol with a stabilizing brace on it. It wasn't all that long ago when we scored a massive victory over the ATF tyrants when the unconstitutional and illegal pistol brace rule was thrown out. But as we know, and as history has taught us, tyrants don't like it when they lose power, and the ATF thugs are no different. So you absolutely need to have a braced pistol before the election, just in case the ATF Gestapo pulls some sneaky tricks and tries to ban them again. And that would be incredibly easy for them to do if the cackling one steals office, and even if Trump wins, the ATF will still be up to no good because Trump simply isn't strong enough on the Second Amendment. In fact, he's even against our 2A rights in some ways. Take the bump stock ban. There's a common misconception in the gun community that, it wasn't really Trump's fault. It was all those stupid Obama-appointed judges that pulled that one. False.
And just a few moments ago, I signed a memorandum directing the Attorney General to propose regulations to ban all devices that turn legal weapons into machine guns.
Sir, under your strong leadership, the Department of Justice has prosecuted more gun crimes this year than ever before. And in addition, today we faithfully have followed your leadership by making clear that bump stocks, which turn semi-automatic weapons into machine guns, are illegal.
Yeah, he's definitely not an advocate for our gun rights now, is he? Now, say what you want about bump stocks. Maybe they are stupid. Maybe they do just make you waste ammo. But that's not the point. The point is that the feds have no right to ban a firearm accessory because, again, the 2A says shall not be infringed. So if you want to have a bump stock on your gun, you have a constitutional right to do that, and the feds have no right to say that you can't own that accessory. Number 2 is a semi-automatic pistol. Now, we've already seen that tyrants want to ban handguns. Check out this little gem from Fidel Castro's son.
We're introducing legislation to implement a national freeze on handgun ownership. What this means is that it will no longer be possible to buy, sell, transfer, or import handguns anywhere in Canada.
He's totally got to be Castro's son, right? Now, a semi-auto pistol ban very well could be coming to a country near you because so far it seems like the US of A is on a very similar path to the weird maple leaf people of the North. Like, seriously, Canada, what the heck happened to you guys? So now is the time to get yourself a good semi-automatic pistol, and I don't care if you get a Glock, if you get an M&P, if you get a SIG, a 1911, an HK, a Walther, doesn't matter. Just get yourself a good semi-automatic handgun that's gonna be there for you should tyranny come a knockin'. And the number one gun on our list of guns that you need to buy before the election, of course, has to go to the AR-15. No other gun makes a tyrant scream, "That's an assault weapon! Ban, ban, ban!" more than the AR-15. Kamala, that one was for you. Never mind the fact that there's a bunch of other semi-auto rifles out there that pack much more potent freedom than the AR-15 does, but be that as it may, the tyrants have made the AR the object of their wrath, so that means you need to go out and build and buy as many ARs as you possibly can. Even if you don't like the AR platform, or if you already own a bunch of them, doesn't matter. Keep building and buying more anyway, just to spite our power-drunken overlords. It's really gonna make their day. But don't get all of the ARs just to stick it to the man.
It's a rare blood disease. Stick it to demoniosis.
Because the AR is also an awesome platform from which you can dispense a lot of freedom very effectively. And on top of that, the AR is, of course, America's rifle. So no matter what kind of post-election situation we may find ourselves in, the AR is going to be there for you. You'll always be able to find parts, ammo, mags, whatever it is that you need. Because the AR-15 to us is really what the musket was to the Founding Fathers and the Continental Army. Now, what other kinds of guns would you add to this list? Let me know in a comment down below.